Liverpool's dominance in just concluded 2019-2020 Premier League season was fantastic. They finished 18 points above Manchester City.
Yeah, for Liverpool, good one for them. Last season, we know how they came close to winning the Premier League, just 1 point short of Manchester City. But this season, they've consolidated on things they did last season, and they've won the league title for the first time in 30 years. In the span of that 30 years, they've had coaches like Kenny Dalglish, a club hero, who couldn't win them the league. Had fantastic players like Steven Gerrard, who couldn't even deliver a league title for them. So for Jurgen Klopp, who has been in charge of Liverpool since 2015, it's a fantastic feat for them.
I'm still talking about Liverpool. You look at how they won the Champions League last year. This season they culminated with winning the Premier League. A lot of people thought City were going to dominate. Are we going to see something of the semblance of what City did with Liverpool, or are we going to see Liverpool totally dominate the Premier League?
It's going to be very, very difficult this season because you could see how Manchester City are trying to strengthen. They've gotten Nathan Ake from Bournemouth, trying to show up their leaky defense, which was like a big worry for them last season. For Liverpool, they haven't actually done much in the transfer window. They brought the left back from Olympiacos just to add a little bit of squad depth. But up front, where people actually thinking they might get a replacement for Roberto Firmino, they've not been able to do that. Either they are bringing Ryan Brewster, who actually had a fantastic spell at Swansea. They are hoping he could make that step up this season and provide enough cover. So this is going to be interesting, and we're going to see in the next couple of weeks if Liverpool will be able to be active in the transfer.
Let's talk about the throne champions Manchester City, who finished 18 points behind the virtual champions Liverpool. 2 previous seasons they finished with 100 points. 2 seasons ago they finished with 98 points, and we felt it was going to be a continued dominance for Manchester City, but they felt like a pack of cards. Defensively they conceded goals. In midfield they were not confident of themselves. Rodri came in for a big amount of money, but he has had a mixed season. Up front, Aguero has been out injured, and the manner with which Manchester City failed to defend their league title, I for one think Pep Guardiola should have gotten the boot. Another manager, same club, same situation, same atmosphere, would have gotten the boot.
For me, I personally feel we should still be given enough time. We know how it's not actually easy winning the Premier League. For a club like Manchester City, you might want to point to the fact that they won it under Pellegrini, won it under Mancini. But for Manchester City, Pep Guardiola, we actually know the most important thing why is that Manchester City is to win the UEFA Champions League.
But he has failed to win the Champions League.
He has failed to win. He has
Mark Hughes failed to win the league. He was booted. Mancini came in, won the league. He was sacked. Pellegrini came in, won the league the following season, got Manchester City to the semi-final of the Champions League. Something Pep Guardiola, with all of the millions he has spent, has failed to do.
But another school of thoughts we actually tell you that for Pep Guardiola and for the owners of Manchester City, the major reason why he came to the club was actually the brand of football. The owners love the brand of football. The owners are pleased with the brand of football, and they feel if they continue to have faith in him, things could change.
Brand without trophy is zero. Brand without trophy is zero. You talk about playing style, you talk about the end game of playing style is to win trophies. We saw it at Barcelona, we saw it at Bayern Munich. At City last season, for all of the millions spent, I don't think the owners in an ideal world would have been pleased with that, except maybe because he's at Manchester City. Let's talk about the top 4: Chelsea, Manchester United, and Leicester City, who had one of the best, one of the best grand finale to a Premier League season. On the final day, Manchester United picked Leicester City to the top spot in the Premier League, qualifying for the Champions League. We saw Chelsea also looking like they were going to drop out, but they found form at the right moment against Wolves, and they got the Champions League spot. Do you think that, looking back in retrospect, that United were fortunate?
To an extent, United were fortunate, and fortunate in the sense that they actually went into the January transfer window for a form of redemption, bringing in Bruno Fernandes. It changed every time for United, and as of January or February or thereabouts, United were actually 12 points behind Leicester City in the race for Champions League football. That just shows you Leicester City, they couldn't consolidate, they couldn't take advantage for that, and Manchester United and Chelsea actually made them pay for that.
A whole lot of United fans are very happy with the signing of Bruno Fernandes, one man who they think was the reason they qualified for the Champions League. And that's it for the review of the 2019-2020 season of the English Premier League. Until then, do have a wonderful time.